Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Lost Horizon 2. As we, if I remember right, we're tracking down, some sort of, like, historian or archaeologist from Sandhurst Military Academy that had translated the runes on the, on the side of the, casket. And so, in pursuit of him, we are now on the island of Jersey, which, if memory serves, that lies in the English Channel between England and France. So, while Fenton and Anna go off to do their adult methods of finding him, we are left in control of Gwen. Yep, just Gwen. And I imagine we will end up finding him before they do. But start with, let's look around. It looks like all we can interact with in here are the photographs and the barman.
Photos of the pub's most famous visitors, though I don't recognize most of them. Less of a who's who and more of a who's that.
Okay, I do kind of take the issue with how they've sexualized Gwen. I mean, look at how she's walking. I mean, she's supposed to be like a college student, I think. Maybe a high school student. And they have her voiced by someone who sounds like a middle school student. It's like, guys, you can't do that. That's wrong. But in any case, barman.
Hello again.
How's the search going? Found your professor yet?
Let's ask about Langtree.
I don't suppose you've had any thoughts about where I could find this Professor Langtree?
Afraid not. I'm still fairly new round here myself. So try asking the locals round the harbour. They might be able to help.
That's a pretty impressive autograph collection you have there.
It's my uncle's, God rest him. He'd take a photo of every famous punter who ever came in here. He made me promise on his deathbed that I'd protect the autographs like they were the crown jewels.
So it sounds like we'll be going after those autographs.
I'll get back to my manhunt then.
Best of luck.
Alright, so I think that's all that's of interest in here, so let's go onwards, back outside.
Who should I ask first about Professor Langtree?
Looks like Anna and Fenton are gone. So let's start with the fisherman. He would surely see ships coming in.
Excuse me?
Ahoy there!
Oh god, it's a pirate!
I'm looking for Professor Langtree. He's supposed to live somewhere around here.
A professor, eh? Don't know much about that. There's a doctor up at the surgery, Doc Higgins. Will he do?
That's not really who I'm after, but thanks anyway.
Hang on a minute. Langtree, you say?
Yes?
Ah, then I know the fella. The one who looks like that actor.
I don't really know what he looks like.
You know the one. He was in the paper. This Langtree fella. When they were doing the filming of that picture, someone wrote to the paper joking that this Langtree was a dead ringer for the leading man.
Is that right? So the professor looks like the lead actor from the film.
Aye. At least that's what they said in the paper.
You don't happen to have a copy, do you?
Of the paper? Nah. Months ago, that was.
Oh, never mind. Do you remember the name of the film they were shooting here? Or the name of the main actor?
Don't have much memory for those things, my lover.
For that.
Professor?
Aye.
Okay, so I don't know why that's still an option, but he wasn't much help.
Okay, Captain. Bye for now.
Aye, aye.
Sadly, there's no time for paddling.
I guess we could go back to the pub and ask about that. 'Cause surely he would have seen that in the paper.
Hello again.
How's the search going? Found your professor yet?
Ask about filming.
Did you see them shooting that film here last year?
Before my time, love. I was still living on the mainland then.
Ah, that's unfortunate.
I'll get back to my manhunt then.
Best of luck.
Alright, so let's look around a bit more then. With the sales girl. I do like the water effects here. Those are pretty nice for this type of game.
Hey, lovely day, isn't it?
A proper sculpture. What can I get you?
Does the name Langtree mean anything to you?
Langtree? No, not really.
Filming.
Did you see any of the filming when they were here?
Filming? Here? When was that? No, I must have missed it.
Got to go.
Bye for now.
For a supposedly small and tight-knit community, they sure do not pay attention about what happens in their community. Alright, how far does our screen extend? Okay, so this is the limits.
Hi. Can I ask you a quick question?
I think I can take a break for a moment. How can I help?
A Langtree.
Do you know a Professor Langtree?
Langtree. Never heard of him. Does he live around here?
I think so.
He must have crossed my path at some point, because I've painted just about every person and place on the island. But I'm more of an observer than a talker. I recognize so many faces, but I hardly know any of their names.
So you might recognize the professor if you saw him.
Quite possibly. If you had a photograph, I might be able to tell you where I've seen him.
Did you see the film crew when they were shooting here a while ago?
Film crew? No. Were they making a movie?
Well, that's typically what film crews do.
See you later.
Bye.
He must be a very versatile artist. Landscapes, portraits, he can do the lot.
Alright, so let's ask this girl then.
Excuse me. Hello?
Yes, child, what is it?
Langtree! Where's my cursor? There it
I'm
is.
looking for Professor Langtree. Do you know where I might find him?
No, dear. Do you think I know everybody on the island?
Yes.
Do you know anything about the film they were making here a while ago?
Unfortunately, yes. It was based on a wonderful novel called Crime Scene Jersey by Agnes Beckford. Marvelous prose. And a terrible film by all accounts.
So, do you know who plays the lead in the film?
I don't know, nor do I care. These movie stars. No substance whatsoever.
So the film they were making here was called Crime Scene Jersey.
That's what I said.
Well, thanks for your time.
Goodbye.
Okay, we got a little bit more information, so maybe the barman will know about that movie. Probably not, but especially if it was a box office bomb.
Hello again.
How's the search going? Found your professor yet?
Have you heard of the film Crime Scene Jersey?
I think so. Wasn't it running at the cinema recently?
That's the one. Can you remember who was playing the lead role?
Ah, now you're asking. No. No, I didn't.
I'll get back to my manhunt then.
Best of luck.
Oh, we can... Other people probably don't know, but I suppose we can ask them again.
Ahoy, Captain!
You all right there, my lover?
Did you go and see Crime Scene Jersey? That's the film they shot here.
Oh, no. If I'm not out at sea, I'm at home in bed. Not got much time for the pictures.
Figured as much.
Okay, Captain. Bye for now.
Aye, aye.
Fisherman's life has to be pretty rough. As rough, if not worse, than a farmer's, probably.
Hello. Hi.
Fine bit of aliasing there. I think that's supposed... Yeah, there's supposed to be like a power line going here, but doesn't really show up on 4K. You just get a couple dotted lines. Crime movie.
Have you ever heard of the film Crime Scene Jersey?
Have I? I've seen it 3 times.
So, I bet you know who played the lead role.
Are you kidding? Trevor Byrne. Oh, Trevor. So handsome. And brilliant, too. He's amazing.
Sounds like he must be. Thanks for your help.
Okay.
So it's Trevor Byrne who's in Crime Scene Jersey, right?
Yep, that's the fella. You know, secretly, I've got such a crush on him.
Secretly? I never would have guessed. Got to go.
Bye for now.
Alright. Now, he has a bunch of famous people on his wall, so hopefully Trevor Byrne, or whatever his name is one of them. I know it was 5 minutes ago, but...
Hello again.
5 seconds ago,
How's the
even.
search going? Found your professor yet?
Do you know who Trevor Byrne is?
Do I? Ha! There's a picture of him on the wall over there. My uncle served him a pint.
Would you mind if I borrowed that picture of Trevor Byrne for a few minutes?
Not a chance, love. These are collector's items.
I'd bring it straight back.
I made a promise to my uncle. These autographs never leave my sight.
Whatever happened to trust? Would you mind if
Not a ch-
I'd bring...
I made a
Whatever happened... I'll get back to my manhunt then.
Okay, so obviously we can't use a simple solution of he takes a photograph and follows us or something like that.
A photo of Trevor Byrne. Now there's a bit of luck.
Oi, you're not trying to nick that, are you?
Of course not. I just wanted a closer look.
Then move closer to the wall. And no touching.
I did not expect us to just take it like that. Alright. Let's see here. Let's go to the artist. Maybe we can convince him to leave his painting for a second. That would probably be too easy, but...
Have you heard of Trevor Byrne?
No? Is he a friend of your professor?
No, he's a film actor. Do you draw portraits as well?
Absolutely. A quick sketch can be a wonderful warm-up.
I'd love one of me.
Well, I'd be delighted to oblige. If you have 10 bob and can spare 20 minutes.
Of course.
I hope you like it.
It's great. Thank you. It's a really good likeness. See you later.
Bye.
Actually, I don't think we asked him about the
Hello.
crime movie, so let's do that real quick.
It was called Crime.
I'm not much of a film fan, I'm afraid.
Okay.
See you later.
Bye.
I didn't think that would get us anywhere, but... let's see.
I think the painter captured a pretty good likeness.
Yeah, it is pretty good for 20 minutes.
This strange lady's purse. How did it get into my pocket?
What? She stole Anna's purse?
A locket with a picture of my mother in it. I wear it everywhere.
Nice resemblance of her mother, at least in the pictures. Can we just do it?
Now's my chance. I'll swap my portrait for the Trevor Byrne photo.
Just need this for a second. Alright.
Would you mind taking a look at this photo?
Is that your professor?
Not quite. He's an actor. But the professor is supposed to look very like him.
Now you mention it, he does look familiar. That must be the gentleman with the rowing boat. He comes here every afternoon to do his errands. Rows past, and moors on the quay over there. He's not been here today yet. Hang around and I'm sure he'll be along in a minute.
Oh, thank you. That is a huge help. So, I'd better put Trevor Byrne's autograph back where it came from. And I still need to get my portrait. Now it's just a matter of waiting until Professor Langtree turns up.
Well, at least she does the right thing.
Oh, whoa. Head spin. Maybe the flight took it out of me.
Professor Langtree?
Yes? To whom do I owe the pleasure?
My name is Anna Brunner. I'm Oskar Brunner's daughter. Do you remember him? He once sent you some photographs of an artifact, the Casket of the Nine Worlds.
Of course I remember. Come aboard. We can row home and chat there undisturbed.
You sit back, Professor. I'll do the honors.
I heard about what happened to your father. I'm sorry. Did he manage to save the casket?
It was stolen, and now it has been destroyed. But I was able to save his research notes. They say he found an unidentified substance on the surface of the casket.
Or perhaps he did identify it, and that's why he stopped his research.
What were you researching? And why did you ask my father for those photos?
I'm a cryptographer, so I was interested in the runes on the casket. But the text was only half the story. There was something else, too.
A map?
Yes, quite astonishing. We scarcely have any cartographic material from that period, but the runes themselves were also unusual.
In what way?
I was able to translate them, but the results made no sense. as though the message was encrypted. The only word I could make out properly was Asgaron.
Asgard. A map showing the way to Asgard. I knew it.
Make yourselves at home. I'll fetch my notes from the study.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm just feeling a bit dizzy. Don't worry.
You should eat something. When was the last time you had a proper meal? I'll see what I can dig up. Here you are. Hope you like it.
Wow, this is pretty good. All this time you said you were in the army. I didn't realize it was the catering corps.
Shut up and eat your soup.
Here, Dad. Happy birthday.
You remembered. It's beautiful.
This is the first time we've spent your birthday together. But now you can keep this with you wherever you are. For every birthday.
No. From now on, I'll be spending every birthday with the real Gwen. Thank you.
Here's everything I could find about the casket.
What's this?
At first, I thought it was a part of the decoration. But then I noticed that it must have fitted exactly into the circular hollow on the casket. It points towards certain runes, and probably serves to decode the text. Unfortunately, it's broken, and the other half is missing.
This half?
Now, where on earth did you get that?
It was inside the casket.
And it fits. With this, I should be able to decrypt all the runes. Just give me a couple of hours.
Take all the time you need. I think we could all do with the rest.
Dad,
I'm here.
when's Mum coming home?
You're shaking.
I'm cold.
Just stay there. I'll make you a hot cup of tea. It can't be all that difficult. What do I need first? I'm pretty sure that's not how you make a cup of tea.
What? You put water?
It's been so long since I've had to be this domestic. How does this work again? I'm pretty sure it's been... Every Englishman is born knowing how to make a cup of tea. I've been overseas for a while, but it soon comes flooding back.
That's not making a cup of tea. That's more like pouring a cup of tea.
Here you go.
Thanks. I was dreaming of Mum. She was right here.
I miss her too.
I just want things to be back like they used to be.
I can't promise you that. But when all this is over, I promise I'll be right here next to you whenever you need me. I swear.
I've done it. Once we had the key, it was really quite straightforward.
And?
It says the casket was made from the wood of the world tree, Yggdrasil. And the text describes how the roots of the tree lead to Asgard. It's all quite unprecedented. Hardly any Viking maps or references to Yggdrasil have survived, if they ever existed. My theory is that they were systematically wiped out by the Christian Church when they converted the Scandinavians from their old beliefs. Quite brutal, those Christians. But the map makes references to a building, a place that holds the key to Asgard's location. I can only guess where that building might be.
My best guess would be where the casket was kept until just before the war. A ruined abbey in Gotland.
Then let's go. Are you coming with us?
I wouldn't be so eager if I were you. This rune here has a rather ambiguous meaning.
So?
It is both a treasure and a threat. It can refer to the elixir of life, or, how shall I put this?
Bluntly.
Ragnarok.
The world in flames.
So I'll be staying here. If you go, take a fire blanket.
I mean, it wasn't that bad of a movie. Oh, that was a very short chapter.
When the professor said the place was ruined, I didn't realize he meant completely ruined.
I doubt we find anything useful in all this rubble.
You never know. On the way here, I took a closer look at the professor's notes. There were a few interesting details.
Looks like the professor came with us after all. Settle in for a lecture.
5 monks founded this abbey in the 13th century. During construction, they came across a Viking burial mound. Those monks lived to a very ripe old age, despite the unusually high death rate that afflicted the local farming community. When the monks finally died, the abbey was abandoned for centuries. It was only 20 years ago that some archaeologists turned up and discovered the casket.
I see where you're going with this.
I almost see, but what am I missing?
The archaeologists found the casket, but never found the burial mound.
Exactly. The monks must have taken the casket out of the grave, making it fairly easy for the archaeologists to find when they were scratching about in these ruins.
But the grave itself would be much deeper underground. The monks built their abbey here for a reason. They were sitting on top of the casket bearer's grave.
Just a minute. The casket bearer? Are you talking about Thor? You're saying Thor is buried here?
This is Gotland, the island of the gods. Where else would a Viking god be buried?
And Thor's grave will show us the way to Asgard. I'm certain of it. Gwen, help me check out these pillars.
Okay, you do that and I'll take a look around.
Alright, now that we've separated another 10 feet, we're good to go. But first of all, I don't think the professor mentioned it was ruined. I'm pretty sure Anna was the one who brought that up. So, Fenton's wrong on that. And second, I'm surprised they're taking a cruise ship. I mean, this is a guy who was a smuggler in the first game, who owned his own Ford triplane, or trimotor. And, you know, he was jetting about the globe in the first game, and now all of a sudden he's taking a cruise liner? When the fate of the world is at stake? I don't buy it, but... I mean, obviously he'd probably take a boat off of Jersey to the English mainland, but after that, I mean, he'd probably just jet over to Sweden. But in any case, I think that'll be all for today, so thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for next time, and most importantly, keep yourself safe during the coronavirus epidemic. We'll see you then.